Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode of Hermitcraft Season 6. Today is episode 100! It's incredible! 100 episodes this season. It feels like we started yesterday. And yeah, I just want to, first of all, I guess, say a big thank you for your love and support of the series. It's been absolutely incredible to me. And I hate to do this, but we have to start off today's episode with a little bit of sad news. I have yet to find Villager Skull. He is just completely gone. I've looked through every single house. I've traveled the lands. And I don't know what has happened to him. He was all happy working in the house until Doc removed... Oh, what is this? Until Doc removed the workstation last episode when he was trying to get his villager to become a farmer. And by doing so, I guess my villager is just now gone. Have you seen Villager Skull? No, he doesn't even say anything. We'll see if we come back to Hermitville towards the end of this episode, because today I'm actually super excited to go back to our normal base and look at some of the 114 changes and also see if we can maybe possibly create... That's a funny thing, by the way. See if we can possibly create some of the 114 specific farms. The new lands is quite far out, I gotta say. I've been doing this for a while now. It's a bit of a distance. So back at the lab, and as you guys saw in the last episode, this is a lag fest, and I am so confused as to why this is lagging. Because yeah, the FPS is just so dead here. I did actually, in a copy backup world, try and disable my melon and pumpkin farm. That helped a little bit, but to be honest, it was still pretty bad. So I'm not really sure what to do about this FPS. One of the first things I want to check out in my base are my villagers. So these should still have, yeah, they still have the same prices as they did in 113. If I just trade as many as I can. Okay, something happened. Ah, he still has the same price. It may be so that I need a workstation for this to happen. Is it just me, or do they look a lot angrier in 114? He looks very furious. Yeah, so one big problem is that this trading hall will no longer cut it. Like, this trading hall won't work to do the new trades with because we don't have the workstation. So even if I trade these, and even if I do lower the reputation or raise the reputation, they won't be able to reset their trades. What about Tommy? Are you... Oh, you still have the same trades. Ooh, that is actually pretty good news. Specifically the pumpkin and melon one in one trader. We may not need to murder you after all. If we somehow can get this guy, which for some weird reason he kept his... Oh, I guess he kept his profession because we had traded with him. If we can get this guy to get a reputation of pumpkin and melons to be really low, we can make a lot of emeralds from him. Let's craft our very first 114 thing, the Composter. There we go. Okay, so here's the tricky thing though. We have to get him to assign his job to this Composter. And by the looks of things, because everybody else are already has a job, it should be a question of just, maybe I have to break that and then put this down here. We also need to have the time of the day be between 2,000 and 9,000 ticks, I think. I've never ever made a clock in Minecraft. And I'm not gonna lie, I had to look up the recipe how to make a clock. I suck. There it is. Boom. If we put this clock right here, we can see that it's actually just about morning right now, I think. Don't know how we can tell if he's picked a profession or not. I guess he's gonna reset. I think I need to move this out. And also, I'm not sure if he can sit in a minecart. I'm gonna release him. This feels scary. Oh, did I really hit him there? After playing around with villagers in a creative test world for a good hour, I am not much wiser. I'm honestly, I'm very, very confused. And what the heck am I wearing? How did How did that granny helmet get on my head? So going into this, I knew that there are something called discounts and reputation in this new Minecraft version. As you can see here, the diamond leggings has lowered the price from what I believe was 28 to 23. So now when we buy diamond leggings, they cost 23. However, I thought that this would keep going down the more you trade with them. The more reputation we get and the lower the prices go. But that doesn't seem to be the reality. If I reset the time to 2000, which is when they start working, and I allow this guy to go to his workstation, there he goes. He should now be reset. No, this is what I mean by not being wiser. It is really hard to understand when the reset happens. I think it's maybe kind of random. It's really confusing me, this whole thing. Because what I want to show you guys is the fact that, for me, they decrease in price, but they also increase in price. Although this seems to be, yeah, pretty common to set to 23. That may very well be because I'm skipping or I'm resetting the time, and the time may have to pass. But I know that in addition to this reputation system that they've included, there's also demand and stocks. So I'm at a state now where, for some weird reason, I can't get them to lower their price anymore, and I can't get them to raise their price. And it may very well be due to the fact that I'm manipulating the time, and that the game doesn't like that. But in theory, if I've understood this correctly, you should be able to get the reputation to a point where you can trade the diamond pieces of an armor, wherever that guy is. And this guy, armor, yeah. You should be able to get to a point where these are 1 diamond each, but that may have been fixed in 1.14.1, because the information I have about that is from Ilmango Sky series, where they are basically buying everything for free, which is crazy. And I know that a lot of people have complained about this reputation-based system and the fact that they lock their trades, including me. Like, I thought that this was going to be pretty bad and pretty boring and sad. But I gotta say, I really like this system. I really like the fact that you can get prices to be cheaper, even if you can get it down to like 1 salmon per emerald if you trade enough with these guys. I think that's a brilliant thing. Because let's be honest, in the past, all you had to do was just trade over and over and over again. It's not like we didn't get emeralds. So if they've changed that for a lock that is dependent on 2 locks per day, and instead replaced the emerald trading so that you can get a lot of emeralds by the fact that you have reputation, I think that's a brilliant change. I don't understand. If people complain at that, it's probably because they haven't tried it out. But it removes time gating. It removes sitting and waiting for your farms to produce things. You still need your farms. It's just a different way of trading. It does, however, mean that we are going to have to make some changes to our ETM machine. We'll have to rebuild it from the scratch. And that's not the only thing that has changed with villagers. The profession is now selectable, which again, I think is a fantastic thing. I think that's a fantastic change. Basically, to select the profession of a villager, I'm sure most of you guys already know this because you're up to date with the game, etc. You select the right workstation. So if I want another farmer, all of these workstations are occupied at the moment. So then I have a spot here, and this is now free for a new villager to come in. And if I have that there and then spawn a villager, he will now pick this workstation as long as the time of the day is between 2000 and 8000, which is basically midday. You can keep track of the sun. I don't know exactly where the sun position is when it passes 8000, but I guess it's over there somewhere because it's getting to afternoon, evening time in the game. The golden clock, or the clock, is definitely an item that's a little bit useful now in a trading hall, because it will let you know if you can set the profession. But as we can see, this guy now turned into a farmer, and as long as the time is between 2000 and 8000, I believe you can change the profession. So if I want to make this guy a librarian instead, I switch this out for a lectern. And you see he lost his profession, now he's a librarian. Here comes the powerful thing though. We can now cycle through books, which again, I honestly think this is good. Because what's the difference? We cycle through villagers in a village breeder. I know that for sure because I have my god machine where I just request thousands and thousands of villagers. I don't think this is a bad system. I think this is really fun. It's different and it's fun. Feather Falling 4. How I would want this book, or how I would want this trade on the Hermitcraft server. Now, because the villagers are still a little bit bugged out with their workstations and pathfinding and whatnot, I think it is wise to wait a few days at least to see if we get another update to 1.14 that fixes some of these bugs. But it is very, very, very interesting to me because I love trading with villagers. I love exploiting them, etc. But I think it's wise to wait a couple of days to see if we get a hotfix for, well, mainly the pathfinding thing, because this really prevents me from making a trading hall if they're fixing this. If they wouldn't fix this and I knew about this, well, we'd just do this, but I'd rather have them in a one space. I also not fully understand why he would try and jump here. There's no way you're getting out. Your nose is simply too big, my dude. Back on the Hermitcraft server, and I think I may have discovered a bug. Look at this. I am just having a good time trading with this guy. It doesn't feel like he's resetting after he got this workstation. Or it doesn't feel like he's locking his trade ever. What the heck? I totally just emptied that entire shulker box. I think I have confirmed it. That's the second shulker box. Yeah, okay. I just traded 52 stacks of pumpkins with this guy and he didn't lock his trades. I should probably stop now. Walk away. Walk away. I get it. Enough of villagers for today. I don't know why this farm is broken. Does that do the trick? Okay. Well, that still works. That still works. I think I've gone through the major things in my base, and pleasantly, nothing really broke. Of course, the village breeder is no longer working because village breeding changed from doors to beds. But apart from that, everything seems to be working. I think the last thing I want to try out here is my shulker box system. And if everything is working as it should, this shulker box right there should be broken any moment. And there it goes. Yes! Eddie placed the new one. Perfect. It works. My scallion block auto crafter also seems to work just fine, which is really good news. I'm very pleased to see that the lab is mostly intact, even though it's a little bit laggy at the moment. I'm sure that's going to get fixed in a upcoming version. But I want to move on to a new project. And this is one of the new functions of 1.14. You can, if I can place this dispenser correctly, you can automatically... Oh no, he's going to escape, isn't he? He's going to... Yeah, okay, okay. As I was going to say, one of the cool new features in 1.14 is the fact that you can shear a sheep using a dispenser. Shears, power it, and naked sheep. We got wool on the floor. Now that means that you can fully automate wool, which, I gotta be honest, it's a block that I've used so much this season, mostly for carpet. I don't actually think I've used wool itself, but it's great for mob proofing. We used a ton of it at Sahara, and I'm sure that we're going to use a ton more of it. So this is definitely something that I want to set up. I think it's time we head into my creative test world for 1.14 and try and figure out a neat design for this. Okay, I think I may very well have something here. After just one attempt over there, I came up with this thing, and I don't really think I can compact it much more, but this works beautifully. Absolutely beautifully. The one important thing with making a sheep farm in general is the fact that you want to have grass that can quickly spread from a lot of different blocks. So in this design, there's possibly some more grass I can place down here that makes it even higher chance. But this grass up here, including this block and this block, can all spread to the one that he eats. Grass doesn't disappear under glass, as you can see. This looks solid. This looks solid. And then we have a rail underneath, which I'm planning to just run a hopper minecart on. Another thing that is very important is the shears, because we're gonna run out of shears. So I want to be able to load this farm, and I should be able to do that by just doing something like this on top, where we can run a rail straight over it, and that will fill it with shears. Now this is designed to be stacked next to each other, so I should be able to build another one of these modules actually right next to this one. Yep, there's a second module installed. So then, like I said, we can run a top minecart up here to refill the shears. We got these lamps to indicate when they run out, and in order to skip having a clock going around, I hooked this minecart up to any of these signals. So whenever we get a signal from any of the sheep, a minecart will run along and pick up all of the wool and store it in this crate. Now that we got the technicality figured out, we just have to decide where we want to put this thing on the Hermitcraft server. And I'm eyeing up this wall in the lab over here. I definitely feel like this is a lab product. By the way, if I fall like that, it's just because of the FPS drop. Okay, I'm not a bad Minecraft player. But I am eyeing up this wall over here. I think this wall definitely needs to have something. The farm that I designed is 8 blocks tall. The reason it's so tall is, of course, because of the grass and the fact that I want it to spread as quick as possible. And I think if we were to put the rail on the roof or the ceiling of the bottom farms, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, that should be fine. I know that the ocean is very close up here, but we should be fine. So this space is certainly a little bit small width-wise for my idea of the sheep farm. So I'm thinking at the moment that I may want to go deeper and then instead have the modules sitting on the side. And I've also overlooked my design a little bit, or reviewed my design a little bit, and I can get away with making every module be 2 wide instead of 3 wide. I would sacrifice a little bit of grass, but I would share the center grass block to grow on both sides, basically. It would make the whole farm a little bit smaller. Before I can do anything, though, I just realized I need to get sheep into the lab. And I live in a freaking glacier biome. I just had a brilliant thought. In the very first week of Hermitcraft Season 6, me and Stress actually collected a few sheep. I wonder if they're still here. Yes! Yes! You gotta be kidding me. Can I place rail on ice now? Oh my goodness, I totally can. I noticed that you can place it on glass, but you can actually place it on ice. That is... wow, that is really good news. I like that change. Here he comes, sheep number 1, and... please, nothing go wrong. Okay, yes. Fantastic. I don't remember if they take fall damage if they're in a minecart. It's a long journey, but... ah! I think I made a mistake. Sheep? Oh, for goodness sake, you made it. Okay, here we go. First one, please don't die. Oh, I can't zoom anymore either. I think he's fine. I think he is fine. Sheep number 2, off you go. What is going on? It's PowerPoint time. I think someone's entering the nether. That usually happens. Here he comes. Sweet, and all the way down. Oh, this is glory. No way! Oh, for goodness sake, no! That is... oh, that's so sad. I took down half of the rail because I ran out of rails. Oh, no, no, no. Yeah, I took down the rail from here to all the way through this mountain and over here. But we do have one more sheep. I just have to redo everything that I just did. 30 minutes later, we got new rails. We got a new sheep incoming, and this time I didn't take the rail down. However, this is the last sheep. Oh goodness, did I refill the water? Uh-oh, uh-oh. No, this is not happening. I did refill the water. Whew. And, okay, for some weird reason, he just stopped there. Wish the other one would have done that now. Is he gonna survive? He is alive! He's alive! Yes! Yes! You two can have a baby. This is awesome. I'm so bad with transporting and dealing with animals in this game. I'm just proud of myself. I think that guy may be able to fit through that gap, but hopefully he doesn't do anything stupid, because that would not end well. I have a feeling I'm going to regret this, but it has to be done. Oh, babies. Okay, only one escaped. I guess that's fine. How on earth am I going to get these guys into their pens? That is the question. I gotta get them up on these platforms. Yeah, I didn't think this one through. Get in there. Yes. Did I get him? Oh, I think I got him in. Oh my goodness. Okay, this is gonna take a long time. So you go there, you go there. That's our collection minecarts installed. And with that, I think I've actually done it. I mean, it is very bare bone at the moment. Very bare bone. But I think this is it. I got 16 sheep in. All of them are white at the moment. And I'm going to go ahead and dye a few of these. I think I should be fine by breaking that block. They shouldn't be able to get out. Now, I could have one sheep of each color. But honestly, I don't think I'll ever use like pink wool or light blue wool or anything like that. So I'm just going to go ahead and dye these guys with the colors that I want to collect at the moment. This is looking so cool. And light gray. And there we have it. So in theory, all that remains is for me to craft up a bunch of shears and load them into this chest here. I haven't actually tested this, but that should work fine. Yeah, that gets loaded into that minecart. And I have no idea how many shears I would need, but I guess we'll find out. Oh, I've spotted a bit of an issue. Okay. I wasn't sure about this one. I need to have light somewhere, so I used end rods because they don't, like, grass don't spread over, but that seems to spit out the wool in some cases on top of it. So yeah, that's not the greatest. That's going to be a bit of loss. So I may have to sacrifice some of that grass and install sea lanterns or glowstone there instead. Unless, of course, I could do something like this for the lighting now that I have space up there. Yeah, this should probably work out, and then I don't have to sacrifice the grass. I can just put a glass block there to make sure the items land properly. So this is looking pretty good to me. We got the light sources installed, and that should be enough, but it's 3 AM at the moment. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to bed, and I'm actually going to run this farm overnight, at least for a few hours of however long I sleep, and it's already looking like this farm is going to be producing quite a bit of wool. We'll see when I wake up in the morning, but this is a little bit exciting. The last time I made a wool farm was back in Hermitcraft Season 4 together with Exuma, and I've never obviously made an automated one because it hasn't been possible before, so this should be a fun thing to watch in the morning. Now, unfortunately, the server restarted after 2 hours and 40 minutes of me being AFK, but I've just logged back on, and oh my goodness, okay. That's fantastic! 2 hours and 40 minutes and we have this amount? I mean, it's only 16 sheep. That's incredible. That's really good. And shears are still in the farm, which is absolutely great. Yeah, I would say that that is a really good result. Now, in the farm I made in creative, this block here was a grass block, which of course helps the spread even more. I'm considering leaving that not a grass block though, because of design, because of course, I mean, this, whilst this looks very messy right now, I do really want to put a design up on this. And I'm thinking that the pens should be colored in the color of the sheep. Now, we can go ahead and re-dye them at any time. We found that out by breaking this block. But right now, I'm just waiting to see what sheep is what. So this is the color allocation that I have right now at the moment. I gotta say, I may be a little bit boring with colors and stuff like that, but yeah, these are genuinely the wool blocks that I would need the most when it comes to making carpets. And with that, I have all of the lights installed as well, which then completes all the technical aspects of this farm. I mean, it took quite a long time to build this thing. I think I've spent a good 5 hours on it, mostly because of the sheep involved in the sheep farm. But it's been a lot of fun, and it's working out beautifully. Now, of course, I do need to design this place, and I do need to make it fit the lab. But I am out of video time for today, and seeing how we are celebrating 100 episode, I want to know down below in the comments, what has been your favorite episode this season so far? What has been your favorite iskall moment this season so far? It would be really interesting to hear, so I'm looking forward to browsing your comments down below. But anyway, like I said, that's gonna do it for today, so thank you guys so much for watching. If you've enjoyed the video, make sure to hit the like button down below, and if you're brand new, consider subscribing. But I will see you dudes in the next episode.